Welcome to Big Marv's world.
People used to connect using the World Wide Web. They call it internet. With different types of social media. Store the information sort of like encyclopedia.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Big Marv here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Big Marv's Network. Today, we got Branden Himler on the line. He works with a company called Nexxa. They recruit loan officers to help give them their time, their money, everything they deserve back. Build fucking fantastic lifestyles and stop being strapped and handcuffed to the desk at a fucking bank. Welcome to the show,
Absolutely.
Branden. How are you doing today, brother?
Big Marv, brother, I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for the introduction. And man, I've been a fan of yours for the last few weeks since you popped up on my Facebook feed, and I couldn't get enough, man. I had to see what you had
guys
going
know
on.
proof Facebook ads work. Until we had our free strategy session that I gave him.
He didn't give it to me for free.
Or no. Actually, that's right. So I was giving free strategy sessions and I was complaining about people flaking, and then this motherfucker hits me up out of nowhere and he's like, I've been following you, send me the link. He paid me the $250 on the spot. And we had our strategy session, and I found out that he found me through Facebook ads. And like that I know a lot of people find me through Facebook ads, but nobody's ever made a point to say, yeah, dude, you popped up in my feed, then you retargeted me, then you retargeted me again, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna join this guy. So
Let me tell you.
proof that it works.
So here's the sequence. Here's how it went down. Okay, first I saw him. I'm like, all right. And I saw the microphone. I saw, okay, so the microphone, he's selling something. It's something. So I'm not paying attention. But
Like, that's the dead giveaway now.
yeah. Well, hey, here's mine. But so I saw that, and I'm like, okay, boom. I just learned that. Keep scrolling. Then I saw him again, not more than a day or 2 days later. Now, guys, I've been looking for a little bit of motivation, a little help and direction in the blueprints for marketing for myself. Okay, so it's a big deal that I see a couple things. I'm going to click on one that is appealing to me. His did not appeal to me right away, but I took note. I saw him. I saw it again, maybe 2, maybe 3 days later. I'm like, okay. Now I look at the time of how long the video was. I'm like, okay, I do not have that amount of time to watch right now. So
It was my 48-minute ad, wasn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
So I press like, and I saved the video to watch it later. And obviously, just like a lot of us, I didn't even think to watch it later. Didn't watch it later. But he did finally pop up again like a day after that, 2 days after that. And I did have the time at one point. I'm like, all right, enough is enough. I need to see what homeboy is talking about. I need to. And I finally did. I chatted. I didn't chat. In fact, I just listened, just liked, and then I started commenting a little bit and just following. It took several hits for him to finally have his message resonate with me. And obviously, I was targeted for the right things. I was looking for marketing. I was targeted as many times as it needed for me to engage. And I did. And his funnel sequence for just that alone worked out perfect for me. And it was enough for me to realize, like, wow, there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes to get your captive audience to finally engage. And yes, it does take a lot of persistence. You and I may say that we have, but our kind of persistence doesn't translate into this wizard shit.
Exactly. Just wait till we start working together and I show you the moving pieces in the back end. Like, it'll probably be so it might be so it's either going to do one of two things. One is going to be so overwhelming, you're like, man, I hope I never run out of money so I can always keep you on my team. Or two, this is really fascinating. I'm going to lock myself in a room and learn this because wow. Because that's what it was for me. I was like, I came over from doing enterprise servers at Microsoft for 5 years. So you can imagine the infrastructure that I was working on there. So when I started applying the same kind of infrastructure to small businesses and seeing all these moving wheels that go into marketing, I was just fascinated, and it consumed me basically, which is why I'm one, so good at it, and two, why I can break it down on such an elementary level to other people, because I do understand everything, not from just the big bird's eye view level, but down to every minuscule technical detail.
Absolutely. And I got to say, man, so for me, I'm a loan officer for mortgage. Okay. I came from the retail side. So if anybody is familiar with any of that, it's like your Academy mortgages, your Fairway, your big banks type stuff. And I went over to the broker side, and we've built up this company with goals of easily being the biggest, the largest brokerage and the best brokerage for loan officers in the country. My focus is really speaking to loan officers one-on-one now, more so than speaking to borrowers. Okay. So that's what my need is, getting more loan officers in front of me, not borrowers, loan officers. And that takes up a lot of time, because loan officers, they do need the one-on-ones like this. I can't replicate too much of it, but I need to identify the things that I can replicate so I can buy some of the time. So even retargeting, I talk to loan officers face to face like this, and I don't have anything that reaches back out to them and keeps them in the loop with me, and I lose them. They get back in contact with me, say, a couple months later, like, I just chose a different way. It's like, man, if I would have retargeted, had some sort of tech help me out, I would have done it. So here's the thing. What I do, I would say, and I'll go off on a limb here and I'll say I'm one of the best at it. And we're talking about recruiting. When it comes to taking a bigger step back and being a loan officer for borrowers, I'm very good at that too, because I'm relatable. I get straight into being family. I drop right into being somebody that is their trusted advisor. So transitioning over to recruiting, I just need to scale what I do with technology. And that's 100% where you hop in, because I'm a smart guy. I can be techie. I can be, a lot of things, but I don't have all the time in the world to recreate that. I mean, if I
Yeah,
want to create and be a pro at what you do, I might as well stop doing what I do and start selling what you do to other people in the same way or a different way with my style. And I don't got
exactly.
who's got the time to be the pro at this and then the pro at that and then the pro at, even when it comes to video recording and things like that, it's like, no, I'll pay
Well,
someone to do it so I don't have to become a pro that already pays somebody $100K a year. I don't need that money. I need this money.
yeah, exactly. So out of everything on this planet, there's one thing that no matter how much money you have in your bank account, you can't get it, and that's time.
Yes.
So I just watched Sam Ovens video. Now I'm gonna start this by saying I love Sam Ovens. I think he is a brilliant fucking guy, and his strategies work. Like the biggest thing he promotes is focus. Follow one course until successful. However, what I absolutely hate about Sam Ovens is the way he gets your attention, right? The way he gets your attention is saying funnels don't work, webinars don't work, Facebook ads are dead. Like he's taken stabs at all these tools that everyday marketers utilize to be successful, including himself, right? Because this ad where I watched the video, it got delivered to me via an ad. I clicked on the link, it took me to a funnel, which made me sign up for an automated webinar. So I'm like, his funnel is saying all this stuff is dead, but yet that's the exact process that he took me to. But if you watch the video, the reason he's saying it's dead is because he's using it as a metaphor. He's trying to make the point that you don't need to be doing 20 million things. You need to find the one thing, focus 100% on that, and then that's where you will find your success. Maybe your 100% is on building funnels, or maybe it's on recruiting people, or maybe it's editing videos or taking pictures, whatever it is. Because basically he had a circle and he drew arrows going out of every direction of the circle, right? So he's like, if you do 20 things today, you move 1 inch in 20 directions. But if you do one thing 20 times, right, now you just made a huge path to where you're trying to go. So like that's his whole theory. So I understand the marketing tactic that he's using to get people's attention, right? Because people are like, just like me, I'm like, no, that's fucking bullshit. You're using it on me right now. Let me watch this video and see what the fuck you're talking about, because you're tripping, right? So like he's just polarizing in his marketing tactic. I fucking hate the tactic. I don't agree with it. I believe it's unethical, right? But it works. Anyways,
Or maybe it's a curveball. Maybe it's trying to pull the rug out from under you and just give you something that you're not expecting. And that's what intrigued you, right?
right, that because I was like, he's full of shit, and I've seen his content before, right? Like this is a different path for him. Like this is a new tactic that because I've been following him for a while,
Yeah.
and like up until now, he's always been straightforward. Like the reason you're failing is because you suck. It's not the world's fault that you suck. You're failing because you don't focus. Like that was his message. Like that's why I started following him in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, my whiteboard, it literally said it has one thing on it, the word focus. Follow one course until successful. That's all it has on it, and that's what keeps me motivated to hit my goals daily. So when I saw this pivot in his marketing, I was like, what the fuck, Sam Evans? Like, you've always been like a straight up guy. And then I watched the video and I was like, he's trying to polarize and pull in all the shiny toy buyers, the people that are buying a new course every day thinking that's going to be their magic pill. And he's trying to basically take those people and say, and stop. All that shit doesn't work. This is what works. Focusing, right? To me, it's an unethical tactic because he uses it himself. So for him to say it doesn't work just to pull you into his own version is kind of shitty.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just a
But
paradigm.
but yeah, it's just it's perspective. Like this is my first time thinking of it from your perspective now. Like if I think about it, I can't really hate it because right, he's taking these shiny toy buyers and actually changing their lives and helping them focus and become a better and that's my mission, right? Like I want to be able to help as many people as I can do that. Stop being shiny toy buyers and fucking focus. If you focus on your branding and and creating your content and catering to your tribe and letting other people do the other shit, right? You will succeed. So like so we align there. So maybe I shouldn't hate it. Maybe I should appreciate it because he's using their kryptonite. Their kryptonite is the new shiny toy.
Yeah.
They buy every new shiny toy. So if they buy his new shiny toy, which is actually going to tell them to stop buying shiny toys, there's even a part in the video which I started dying fucking laughing because he says, you know what this is for? This is people who have already established a business. They already know what they want to sell. They're ready to scale. They're ready to take it to the next point. You're tired of spinning your wheels. This is not for people that don't have a business set. You just have an idea. You're thinking about what you could be doing. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a moment of silence so you can get the fuck out of this webinar. And the screen goes black and it just has the words yellow with the word buy flashing yellow with Metallica playing in the background. and it comes back to him. It comes back to him 30 seconds later and it goes, now that we got those motherfuckers out of here, let's get to business. I'm like,
Wow.
I love this, right? Like, so I fucking just love the video. I love everything about it. It was an incredible message, and I agree with it 100%. It was just the way that he got me there to watch the video. I don't know how I feel about it. It's because, like, he pulled the wool over my eyes.
Yeah. Well, damn. Do you think that he would have gotten your attention any other way?
Well, yeah, he's been getting my attention.
Okay, so he already has.
So like I was already a big fan of him, and but that's how he used to get my attention was stop being a fuck up, it's your own fault, and because I agree with that 100%. Like if I'm not scaling, if I'm not getting the results I want, it's my own damn fault. Like I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it's my fault. I just haven't figured out why. You
Sure.
know.
So your
But
accountability
then
is
for him to completely switch gears just to attract the shiny toy buyers, which is not his target demographic, or you would think it wasn't his target demographic with me following him, you know. But but I have to, now that I'm thinking of it in your perspective, I have to appreciate it because he is converting the shiny toy buyers to actual entrepreneurs that are putting in the work to make shit happen.
yes. Oh yeah. And here's the key. Okay. So I want to glean from that sort of situation as a recruiter and see how I can leverage that style and use it toward my potential future loan officer partners for our company. And everything we're doing, it's working great. We're getting loan officers faster than any other company. We are the fastest growing brokerage in the country. But if I use some of these guerrilla warfare tactics, these slick things, it's going to take some people out of their comfort zone for a second, but it's going to get their attention. And it could happen to you for what you sell, me for what I sell, but I also don't want to look at it from your perspective and like, how do I pull these guerrilla warfare tactics for Brandon's company? I want to do what you say is your translation of what you learned from that and your translation of what you've learned from everything else that you've done in the last 20 years. And
Yeah.
just what I'm doing is good. I can get that message across, but I don't get that message across from the tech way that you do because it took you 20 years to do it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
what I do is
It's
take it.
like motherfuckers saying they're gonna be the next Grant Cardone. You know, it took Grant 40 years to do that, right?
He's an old dude. He's
I'm
an
gonna be
old.
the next Warren Buffett. That motherfucker's about to fall over any day now. Y'all know how long Warren Buffett's been in the damn game? He was buying Apple stock for back when it was a damn nickel. You know, it's just like, don't aim to be the next Warren Buffett. Take Warren Buffett's strategies, build your own thing, and be bigger than Buffett.
Yes, that's
And
exactly
like
it.
right now, we live in the information age, right? Could you imagine where Warren Buffett and Grant Cardone would be if they had the tools that we have today 40 years ago?
You know what? It's absolutely insane because a lot of their successes came from their own one-on-one experiences. A lot of your successes are mine. We have the opportunity to take everybody else's successes that we see right here on the open marketplace, every video, everything that they are saying, they're giving it to you for free. You
Yeah.
just be able to take it, put it into your own ball, and try to stay in your lane. Rely and leverage the people who do their part better and let them run with it on your behalf and let them guide you too. But as long as you can stay in your lane and focus on
Yeah.
your thing while other people are focusing on your one thing, it turns into a pretty rocket that shoots up like crazy. And you're not hitting inch at a time, you're hitting mile and mile and mile.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I network just like this. That's why I created Big Marv's Network, to network with other entrepreneurs that are just killing it in their lane, right? Because I don't want to be known as Big Marv, the mortgage broker or the real estate mogul or the fucking stock guy or whatever else. I want to be known as the guy that brought your dream to reality with technology. So when you're up on stage collecting your 2 Comma Club award, right? I'm not going to get a 2 Comma Club award because the funnel was built in your back end, right? It was your sales. I just managed it for you. So when you're up there on stage, you're going to be, shout out to Big Marv, my fucking strategist that made it all happen. So I got 20 motherfuckers that got 2 Comma Club awards because Big Marv's processes. Like, that's what I want to be known for. Like, I want to make people ridiculous amounts of money and success, right? And I want them to say, I got there because Big Marv wrote the process to get me here. If it
Yeah,
wasn't for Big Marv's strategy and automation, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want them to be like, I had to figure out how to do ads myself and how to do this myself. They're like, no, I shot videos. Marv told me what videos I needed to shoot, and his team did everything else. And then at one point, I want to get it to a point to where every client or every person that I work with can afford my biggest package, which is 100K. And that's my video. Like, we come out to your location, my video guys, we write the scripts, we do the whole shebang, everything. And then so you're literally just, you're the face of your brand, right? There's literally nothing else to worry about other than just being your face.
Yeah. And guys, and that's one thing too, is it may sound like a lot from somebody's perspective, but guys, when your ROI, is showing 5 times what your expenses for your advertising budget, 10 times what your expenses from your advertising budget, and you're relying on other people to basically automate your life, and you just stay in your lane and do what you do best, 100 grand's not that much money. It's not that much.
Yeah, let me break it down to you guys like this, right? When I first quit Microsoft, this was 2 years ago, I was doing this on my own because I'm a tech guy. And so my first reaction was, I don't need a team. I'm so smart and so good at tech, I can do this all myself. And so that's what I did. And in 7 months, like 7 months later, I had my first $20,000 month. But guess how much I was working? 60, 70 hours a week. It was like I was just back in Microsoft. So then it was like, what's the point of quitting Microsoft? Right? I'm tired all the time. I'm fucking miserable. I'm just taking any old fucking client because I'm just trying to get money, because money was my focus versus passion being my focus.
Mm-hmm.
So what did I do? I started creating processes, started automating, I hired my first developer, then I hired an assistant, then I hired a designer, then I hired a copywriter, then I hired a video guy, then I hired a Facebook ad guy, right? So now I got a full team. So now rather than servicing 5 to 10 clients a month, because Big Marv can physically only service so many clients, now I can service 30, 50 clients a month, still, and make more money because now I can service more clients, give them a better experience because now my job is just writing the strategy and automation and having these one-on-one sessions, right? So now if I did want to spend 60 hours a week, which I don't, guys, I spend about 20 hours a week on the day-to-day operations, and then I spend about 20 hours a week boosting my mind and my skill set, because these platforms change constantly, so you got to stay on top of it, right? But if I wanted to spend 60 hours a week, I could spend 60 hours a week literally doing nothing but one-on-one sessions, right? But I'm choosing to craft my own schedule and craft it how I enjoy it, which is, this is the perfect scenario for me. I'm in the perfect position to scale. So now that I've rinsed and repeated a process, now I just hire more team members, right? And now it's gotten to a point where we're creating a name for the process. So rather it being a Big Marv's process, now it's the Wave Maker process. So now I can recruit other people and coach them one-on-ones so they can act as if they're in my position, right? They can do the one-on-ones with clients. They can walk them through using the platforms and doing everything else, because now rather than it being the Big Marv process, now it's the Wave Maker process that anybody can do.
Yeah.
So yes, when you stay in your lane and you just focus, and then you let other people that are strong, your network is your network. Your network is your net worth, right? So maybe you find a buddy, like you're super good at Facebook ads. Like, let's just say, for example, you wanted to build your own agency. What I would do is I would find a buddy that really wants to do funnel building, and find another buddy that really wants to do Facebook ads. And then you focus on email automation. Like, those 3 things is really all you need for a really successful social media marketing agency. The rest of the pieces of the puzzle, you'll figure out as time goes. But just to get started, Facebook ad funnels and email automation will get you to 6 figures. To go from 6 to 7, you're going to have to step up your game. But those 3 alone will get you to 6.
Yeah.
Easy. All day long. So if you and your buddies just sitting around watching Netflix, smoking weed, and you guys got smartphones and a computer, literally spending 2 hours a day in your spare time, fucking roll a blunt and sit around a table together with your laptops, you could do this and easily earn 6 figures a year, because we're in the information age where you can learn how to do all of this shit. You just have to have a passion for it, because that's what I believe makes a lot of people fail, right? Is they buy the shiny toy, they buy the course, they buy the whatever, thinking it's going to be a magic pill. There is no magic pill. You have to actually put in the work to be successful.
Yeah.
Or to achieve anything notable anyways, right? But so they get this magic pill, and then they find out, oh, I have to go live daily, or I have to post this often, or I have to make valuable content. That's the number one key takeaway, right? It's like when somebody hires me, for example, my strategy is based around value, 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 value. And then
Yeah.
I retarget the shit out of them
Mm-hmm.
based on what content they consume, because it's the right content to the right person at the right time, right? So everything I do is based on that. So all I've had to tell clients, we're just not going to be a good match, because when I'm like, you're going to have to do this, you're going to have to do this, and they're like, well, I don't want to give all that away for free. I'm like, okay, but let's look at it this way. What you're teaching can be found on, and look, I'm not trying to be a fucking dick here, all right? But listen, what you're teaching can be found, 80 to 90% of info products can be found on the internet for free. So if you buy into an info product, it's 100% because you're vibing with the guy that's teaching it or the girl that's teaching it.
Yeah.
100%. It's the face. It's not the product or service. It's the personal brand. It's you've done something for them to radically change their life enough to keep coming back to you.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like trying to put that perspective in their head. I'm like, look, imagine some stranger comes up off the street. They meet you. You give them something for free. Let's say a book. You give them a free book, and that book changes their life radically. Like, I mean, so much. They're going to remember that book forever. Do you think that person is going to come back and buy something from you if they see you again?
Yeah. I think so.
Abso-fucking-lutely. So if you start your relationship with value, 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 they will, just like you did, right? I popped up in your news feed, and I'll tell you guys my video strategy. I show one video, and then I say, has anybody interacted with my page or watched any of my videos or ads in the last 365 days? If you have, I'm going to show you video 2. If you've watched at least 25% or 10 seconds of that video, I'm going to retarget you with video 3. If you've watched 50% to 75% of that video, I target you with video 4, which is a 48-minute video of just raw, straight-up training. Because I was polarized and saying, look, guys, I know you see a million of these fucking ads for webinars, and you got to put in your email address, and they always sell you at the end. I'm just going to drop straight value to your feed. No email required, nothing. Just sit down, fucking grab a drink, enjoy the fucking show. And it was a 48-minute training video. But you had to consume 3 other videos before I showed you that 48-minute video. Because I know that by the time you get to that 48-minute video, and if you actually make it through that 48 minutes, I'm going to be giving you so much value, you're now a lifetime Big Marv consumer. And if you make it to the end of the video and you're still not feeling me, I don't advertise to you anymore. Unless you fall back into that cold traffic of you've interacted with me in the last year, but you haven't done 1, 2, or 3.
I dig it, man. And that's, it was enough because obviously it answered my questions, answered my whys, my needs of my goal is. And so it got me. It took those few times. But man, I definitely, I took note, and it took a little while, but I dig it, man. And that kind of stuff works. And different funnels similar to that is what it takes to get people now. It's what it takes to get your audience, whatever your product is. You got to hit them multiple times, and you got to hit them in a couple different ways in some cases. And in a lot of cases too, it's going to take you hours upon hours, if not years, to get down to a good system that's going to be able to get your people in front of you in the way you want. So yeah, pay to play, pay for the education, not pay for that service that's being done right here, right now. Pay for that 15, 20 years of experience, or that mindset that it actually takes to sit there and focus. And like you're saying, that 20 hours or so a week that you're spending on just the education side to stay up on top of what, you know, what consumers need in the marketplace.
Absolutely.
I ain't got that much time to do that.
And you guys want to know what kick started me getting to the point to do that? Because, like, remember when I first started this game, I was 60, 70 hours a week working for myself, right? And so I was like, as I was scaling and building my team and scaling back my own hours from 70 to 20, I was, during that time, I was like, how the fuck am I going to find time to read a book and take my me time? Like, that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, it's imperative that you guys have your me time daily, right? That's one of the keys that are going to get your mindset right. And you got to get your mindset right before you get your money tight. Period. End of story. If your mindset's not right, your money will never be tight. You will always spin your fucking wheels. You change my mind. You won't be able to. Okay.
I like it.
What I started doing was first thing in the morning, meditate. Don't look at your phone like another average person. First thing you do, pick up your phone. You see all these notifications. Like, look, y'all want to know why can't I ever get in touch with Big Marv? Look at this. Look at my notification center. I don't check your phone. Fuck that. Because this is what happens. You want to program your mind to be proactive versus reactive. So what happens is you start your day by checking your notifications and your emails. You're reacting to comments. You're reacting to emails. You're reacting to jobs and clients and whatever. So you're already filling your day up with shit before you even know what you needed to accomplish that day, right? So if the first thing you do is you go meditate 10 minutes, I'm not talking about a fucking half hour, 10 minutes, like literally go drink a glass of water, fucking start that hydration, kick your body into hydrating because you just went X amount of hours without any water. So go ahead and give yourself a glass of water and just sit there and think to yourself for 10 minutes. Start planning your day out. Like, what do I need to do today? Right? And then, because if you plan your day out, like, I need to crush this goal today and this goal today and do this today. I need to record that video. I need to make that post. I need to go to that group. Oh, I got a 15-minute call with Jim at 4:30, blah, blah, blah. You know, you plan that out. Then when you check your phone, you're like, oh, sorry, I can't do that today. I already have this on my schedule. Let's shoot for tomorrow. And then, right? And then at night, you're going to reflect on your goals of what you actually ticked off and was able to succeed, and then pre-put, like, this is what I have to do tomorrow. Because remember, you talked to that person, said you're going to shoot for tomorrow. Now tomorrow morning when you're meditating, you're adding that to your schedule. You know what I'm saying? So if you can program your mind to be proactive instead of reactive, like, that's going to be step one. Then now how did I start losing weight? Because I weighed 340 pounds, right? So how did I start dropping the weight off? It's like, I need to start working out. Well, I didn't have the hour because at first I was doing the traditional, what everybody else fucking does. You get a gym membership. You do cardio for like 30 minutes. Then you do weights. It was like literally, I was at the gym a minimum of an hour. And that's not to count the time it took me to stop whatever I was doing, jumping in the car and going to the gym. And now I got a 4-month-old, so it's not even a possibility unless I want to pay for daycare at the gym, right? So what I did was what I do now is something called HIIT workouts. It's high intensity interval training, right? So I downloaded a free app on my iPhone called Interval Timer. Like, literally, it's just interval timer. And I set it to where It goes off. I get 3 minutes of warm up. That's where I do my stretching and everything. Then it goes off every minute for 14 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get 3 minutes of cool down because you want to stretch your muscles again after you beat the shit out of them. So during that 14 minutes at every timer, I'm doing one exercise for that entire minute. You don't count reps or anything. It's just like push-ups for a whole minute, jumping jacks for a whole minute, sit-ups for a whole minute, crunches for a whole minute. Because like you want to think of 2 to 3 exercises for every part of the body. So in that 14 minutes, you're doing a full body workout. And I'm telling you that 20 minutes, replacing my hour in the gym with this 20-minute workout that I can do in my house with just dumbbells, I've lost so much. Like the weight just falls off way faster than any other thing I've ever tried in my goddamn life. And then my diet, right? You go from 5 burgers to 1 burger at once, and you go from a whole pizza to maybe 2 or 3 slices, right? So you go from drinking an entire thing of soda to maybe 1 soda a day. I was drinking 12 to 48 sodas a day.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy is here's the
Well,
thing.
Microsoft spoils you, man. Like, literally, they had 6 and 12-foot walls of free beverages, anything you can think of: Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, chocolate milk, strawberry milk, white milk, coffee, tea, like everything.
Everybody is over there becoming like landmines.
They had contracts with every fucking drink vendor you could think of, and that was a perk of being a Microsoft employee.
Like fountain drink style, like all of it with ice dispenser?
Prepackaged cans and bottles, chilling in fridges.
Wow.
So as a Microsoft employee, you can just go to the Microsoft Cafe, unlimited drinks. Now they did have the healthy options, right? Like they had it was a full service cafe, so they had the like 5 gallons of like ice water with like cucumber in it. Then they had one with like oranges and lemons, and like they had the waters and they had the healthy options. But when I had a wall of lit up coolers basically saying my name, I'm not drinking cucumber water. But I will tell you guys, cucumber water is fucking delicious. I'm just trying to make a point here.
and I gotta tell you, man.
But it was like changing to doing that 30-minute routine in the morning. Yeah, will program you to be proactive versus reactive. That long drawn out story was to make that point.
Absolutely, and you're completely right. And sometimes, man, and for everybody else, and for any other topic, just leveling up little different categories here and there is a big deal. Going from, say, 12 slices, 5 slices of pieces to 4, or 12 soft drinks to 8, that kind of thing. That's a big deal. I mean, you shouldn't just.
Yeah, you gotta celebrate your small victories, right? Like, I believe that's one of the reasons. Oh, I think something just happened to your audio because I can't hear you talk anymore. Say something.
Test.
Okay, there it goes. I don't know why it cut out for a second. Anyways, celebrate your small victories. I think that's another reason why a lot of people fail when they're like, and whether it's you need to get your mind right or your body right, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you expect too much of yourself. You're not a fucking realist, right? Like if you were me, right? 340 pounds, drinking 2 cases of soda a fucking day, eating whatever I fucking wanted because I make so much money that I don't look at my bank account. So I treat myself a lot.
Yeah.
I got really fat. Like I've never been in my goddamn life. So every single time, what did I do? I try to fucking just cold turkey drinking soda, cold turkey eating all this shit food, and I go on this super crazy diet. Like, it's going to be this magic pill, right? I only make it a week or 2 before I'm back at Microsoft Cafe getting them drinks.
Yeah.
When you're hanging out with your friends and they're like, hey, you want to go to the steakhouse? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
I'm not going to order a 6-ounce steak. I'm going to order a 40-ounce steak. Because why not, So it's because you start being miserable. Because now, rather than you having a life, right? This thing is controlling you. It's not just a diet change. It's not just a book change or a workout change. It's an entire lifestyle change. Until you change your entire life and how you think and operate, you're always going to default back to whatever it was. And how do you get there? Understanding that this is a marathon, that this is long term. Like, this is something that you're doing for yourself that's going to affect you the rest of your life. So, why do you expect something that's going to change you and mold you for the rest of your entire life to happen in a month, to happen in 2 months, to happen in 3 months? Right? It's all about those incremental changes, setting small goals, and celebrating those small victories. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so rather than, like I was saying, rather than having 2 cases of soda, I'm like, I'll just drink soda when I eat. Right? Rather than ordering 4 cheeseburgers, I'll go to McDonald's and just order 1 cheeseburger with a small fry.
Yeah.
Right? Some people will say, fuck that, quick fast food cold turkey. But when you eat fast food every fucking day, 3 to 4 times a day, you're not going to just start going to your kitchen and cooking. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
the average person is not going to. There are some strong-minded, strong-willed individuals that have done it and have succeeded. Kudos to you, boo-boo, but Big Marv is weak and did not have the power. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I changed my life, was those small incremental changes. And now I'm still consistently losing weight. It's not that I haven't plateaued. I'm not losing weight as fast. Like, if I would have went to a crazy diet and worked out harder than the 20-minute hit workout I do daily, I could definitely lose it faster. Like, I know there's methods to do it faster, but my concern is not faster. My concern is a longer, healthier life and enjoying it while I'm on the journey.
Yeah, and there's so many other variables to it. Like if you go from the 0 to 100 way, you might crash and go straight back. I think you have to, and I took note while you were talking. You got to take control of your conscience by measuring where you're at and where you want to be, and slowly changing that, but staying on top of that every day. Like for me, and the same exact thing. I was drinking, a big ass Circle K Mountain Dew on my way to work
Yeah.
every single day. And if I was a little hungry, I'd grab that hot dog with ketchup and mustard on it, and I'd eat that right there on my way to work. It was part of my just daily-ish routine. And sometimes on my way back, it was a 25-minute drive there, 25 minutes back. So it's like, yeah, I just got out of the office, a little hungry, a little thirsty. I'll take care of all that by just going and grabbing a Mountain Dew on the way back. And yeah, I'd get a big one because I could put it down.
Yeah.
But in all that,
And that's for everybody, right? Like, while I was at Microsoft, my weakness was the Microsoft Cafe.
yeah,
Prior to Microsoft, I did tier 3 tech support, and I was a tech manager at an internet company. So I took the bus, right, to work. And on the way to the bus stop, because if you guys don't know this, it is quicker to take the fucking express bus to Seattle than it is trying to fucking drive that shit. But I would take the express bus to Seattle, and every morning on the way to work, I would pass by 7-Eleven. What does 7-Eleven have? Their big ass fucking drink. Their red 64-ounce cup.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the 64. It's $1. Like, it's like 79 cents, 89 cents, 99 cents. Bro, I'm spending I don't care if it's decoy marketing or not. I understand decoy marketing now, and I understand that small and medium are just the decoys to make me buy the large. I understand that now, but at the time I was just like, large, we get my large root beer and a cream cheese Danish. Like, every morning, it was just a habit. Like once I did it every morning for so long, it was just, that's what I did. I get my root beer, my Danish, and my honey bun every morning. And then on the way back, I get my root beer and I get a cheeseburger big bite with nacho cheese and chili on top. And
Yeah.
that's just
That
what I
sounds
did. And
good.
it's such a good fucking hot dog, you know. It's a fucking cheeseburger big bite. So it's like a cheeseburger on a bun with nacho cheese. It was so like I'm gonna destroy my guts if I go eat it right now, but
You're
there's so
tugging on my heartstrings right now, though,
you
man. I
know
want
like
it.
it's just when you're in the habit of doing that every day, fine. But now, rather than getting a 64 fucking thing of soda, I'll get a 20 ounce or a can.
Yeah.
And rather than getting a honey bun and a cream cheese Danish and a donut, I'm just gonna pick one. Like, which one do I want? A honey bun or a Danish?
Yeah. And you know what? And I think that's it. Taking control of your subconscious, the things that you're just doing for comfort, things that you're even doing just to pass time, whatever it may be. Could be smoking to pass time, or maybe it's passing time that you enjoy by smoking, eating certain things and drinking certain things while you're driving. All these things should be something that you can start to take control. And if not alleviate, maybe replace with something. Maybe
Yeah.
replace with something that's better or healthier. Like hell, if time is the important thing, maybe it's walking and smoking while you're on a business call. I don't know. But the reality is you have to take control and track these things,
Yeah.
tracking ROI in business. Everybody talks about it, and a lot of people kind of do it. But do you track your ROI for your day, for everything you're doing for the day?
Actually, I'm glad you said that. So I'm gonna talk about Sam Ovens' fucking webinar thing again, because, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This free webinar is so fucking good. Like, it is so good.
I need
It is so good. I've thought about like ripping it and putting it up, but I don't want Sam Evans to sue me. But it's so good. I want to personally spread it around more. You know, that's how good it is. But he teaches this thing in there called the 100 units of time theory, and I don't even know if it's his original theory, if he got it from a coach or whatever. But it's such a good theory. It's called 100 units of time. And it's all about how do you get your focus back? How do you go from being jack of all trades, master of none to being master of one? How do you do that? Right? So he has this 100 units of time theory so for a week straight, you pick whatever day you start on, but you want to start fresh when you wake up. And you're going to do it the 7 days after that. Every 30 minutes. And you can do it now, like, hey, Siri, remind me to check my calendar every 30 minutes.
I can't remind you that frequently.
You son of a bitch. Okay, maybe she can't.
Man.
But I know the timer you can set here, like I'll set a 5-second timer just so I can do it live. But when it goes off, I have the option to repeat again. So I can just hit repeat. So then it'll count again. So literally I could set a 30-minute timer and just tell it to repeat every time it notifies me. Anyways, so every 30 minutes, you're just, what did I do for the last 30 minutes? And you write it down. And then at the end of that week, you're going to organize those 30-minute units into buckets of value or waste.
Oh, shit.
Now, here's the key. How do you know if it's value or waste? Well, you're going to pick one goal out of your 20 different fucking things that you do, and you're going to create Polaris, which is the North Star. So, like, if your goal is making $10,000 a day, right? Like, my personal goal is to scale to 100K a month. It's like, that's my goal right now, is scaling to 100K a month. And I average 10 to 25 right now. So, like, I got a long way to go, right? But that's my goal right now, scaling to 100K a month. So that's my Polaris. That's my North Star. So whatever your North Star is, you take a look at that. Whatever you're doing for that 30 minutes, does that bring me closer to Polaris? Whatever it is. It could be watching Netflix. It could be fucking watching a webinar, because you might have like 10 different coaches that you watch because you can't even focus on a mentor, much less your fucking business.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe you got 10 webinars you watch instead of one guy, and maybe that's why you're spinning your wheels, because you're trying 10 strategies instead of one. But anyways, that's a different topic for a different time. Just take a look and say, is this helping me get to my North Star? And literally separate to 2 buckets, value and waste.
Yeah.
Then that's when you start doing your incremental changes like you're talking about. How can I move that 30-minute from the waste bucket to the value bucket? What can I replace that with?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's 100 units a time. Of course he broke it down way better than that, but I've said his name 18 fucking times so far, so you guys can Google Sam Ovens. I'm not gonna plug him because I'm still a little salty at him for his advertising.
And you gotta send me a link. I gotta see an example of it, because if it made a big impact on you, I'd love to.
You know what? I will send you the download that I had to sit through the webinar to watch. But I'm telling you, get the download. You're not gonna understand it without watching this fucking hour and a half video. Because he's literally called it a mini documentary, and that's how it's set up. It's got pro effects in it and everything. One of the best, and I have to give him this because it is so good. I've never seen it before. It's one of the cockiest, most arrogant things, and it's right up my alley because it's something I would do in a heartbeat. So you know what LaCroix is, right? The water. I call it LaCrack, but it's actually pronounced LaCroix, I guess. They sponsored him video in this mini documentary series.
No
right?
kidding.
Like when the opening credits is sponsored by LaCroix Water. He has segments throughout the whole show called proof moments. And he's like, and to put all the bullshit aside, I'm going to do a really terrible accent because he has an accent. To put all the bullshit aside, we all know people lie, but numbers don't. So you motherfuckers are going to want proof, yeah? Well, every time you see me open a LaCroix, I'm going to have some proof for your ass. And literally, he's like, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some proof. And he cracks it like you can hear the on the microphone.
Puts it right up next to the mic.
And like the screen changes to show like the proof, like his fucking ad spend accounts, his strapping, or whatever he's trying to prove at the time. Then it comes back to him mid-drink, and he goes, proof tastes good, doesn't it? And he just continues like nothing happened. I'm like, fuck, that is so good. It is so
Wow, man. That's some good style. That's
you have to have some thick skin and not like get offended by cuss words and somebody calling you a piece of shit, because like he breaks you down when you're watching this video, but it's 100% truth. Like
send it. Oh man, I love that shit.
Because I'm not a shiny toy buyer anymore, right? Like I'm focused. I got my coaches. I'm on goals. I'm on track to set my goal or hit my goals this year, rather, right? So when I watch webinars, literally just because I have free time and like I genuinely like their content. So if it's kind of like, you know, people find time to watch Netflix and Hulu. Like that's what I find time for, is like, it's not going to benefit me or my business to watch it right now. So I'm going to go back and watch it when I have the time.
Yeah.
So I do that with webinars. Anyways, what was I trying to get to? The whole thing throughout the whole webinar is him, like he just breaks you down. Like he calls you out. He tells you like, because remember I already told you I believe that if we're failing, it's our fault anyways, right? Like that already aligns with me. So if you don't have thick skin and you're a shiny toy buyer, I can almost guarantee you're going to get offended by this video, but it is so good. Just go to Sam Ovens' page, and this is a current ad that he's running right now. It's the one that says, did you see Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Jeff Bezos' amazing webinar that took them to millions of dollars? Yeah, just basically taking a stab I believe he did that to take a stab at Tony Robbins, uh, Dean Graziosi, and Russell Brunson. Because remember, those three did a webinar together,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it was
yeah.
a huge fucking webinar that was all over the internet. And
Oh,
other
yeah,
and
they
other and other big marketers started, like Billie Jean was even promoting it, and some other big heavy hitters were promoting it as well.
yeah.
So I think it's to take a stab at that, because it's like he took three of the world's best known fucking self-made product companies and say, hey, remember when Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates did that huge webinar and it was crazy and it made them millions of dollars? I was like, no, because it didn't fucking happen. What are you talking about? Let me watch it. And it's him shitting on webinars. And I'm like, bro, you just took me to an auto webinar funnel. Why are you shitting on webinars? Hold on, let me see what this motherfucker has to say. And the whole thing is about they didn't need a webinar because they were focused and they knew what they were doing. So,
Yeah.
and that's the whole, like, that is the entire video, is his four-phase process to help you focus daily. Like, that's it. Like, and he gave it to you for free. Like, well, it's not free. You give him your fucking email address to watch it. So he's going to market, he's going to remarket you to you, but still, it's worth giving him the email address just to watch the video, because that's how insanely good it is.
Yeah. Dude, I'm excited. I love that kind of stuff, man. I love it. I love it because I can take small bits of that and I can put it to what I'm doing. And I love the fact that you can take small bits of that and put into what you're doing for individuals like me. And that's what's big. You got to trust in your team, trust in the people that's with you to be able to give you a better ROI. That's why, man, when you mentioned, I can't wait to be in the position to paying you $100,000 a month. I can't wait. I can't wait because I know how much that would be making me. And because
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're paying me $100,000, I'm likely making you $1 million.
Exactly. And that's the key right there is if you're making $500,000 a month and you're with the A team, you're not going to be counting the fact that you're going to pay them more for more work, and maybe they're hiring an assistant or they're expanding to help you grow your business and help keep seeing your ROI. Well, if you are making $10,000 a month and you're giving somebody such as Big Marv right here $1,000 a month, they're $1,500 or $2,000 per month or more. You're gonna be like, wow, I'm seeing pretty much a 5 to 10x ROI by just this recipe we're doing right here. So you'd say, well, Brandon, would you double that up and we double every bit of our marketing efforts and do, say, you're paying $4,000 a month and now you're making 20 grand? Would that make sense? I'd be like, well, goddamn right it is.
Yeah, goddamn right. Yeah, let's do it. Exactly.
Exactly. And so then it scales from that point. And here's the thing, you could start at $200 a month or $1,000 a month, but you don't want to waste anybody's damn time with, these baby starts.
That's what I have to tell everybody, right? I'm like, dude, you can start at $5 a day. Just understand, in the end, you're still gonna get $1,000. You're still gonna spend $1,000 before you find your target demographic. I'm telling. I run Facebook ads every day, every single day, and without fail, whether we start at spending $5 a day or $50 a day, we don't know who we need to target till we hit between $600 to $1,000. Period. Right. So it's everything boils down to money or time. So while you're saying, on that topic, I'm going to say that's one of the biggest rebuttals I get for people that are against, like, outsourcing or building a team or networking, right? They're like, I'm scared I'm going to keep all my secrets to myself. I don't want to partner. I don't want to teach someone how to run Facebook ads like me so I cannot run Facebook ads. I don't want to teach somebody how to do email marketing like me so I don't have to do it, blah, blah, blah. Besides, if I do that and I sign a $15,000 retainer, I'm only going to get to keep like $2 or $3 grand from $15,000 because I have to hire all these people. I'm like, yeah, but you just got $2 or $3 grand for 4 hours of work a month, right? Like, for example, if my $10,000 retainer, I get $2 grand out of that.
Mhm.
And out of that, I have to manage all client communication, obviously, and they get a weekly session with me. My weekly sessions typically last an hour or two.
Mhm.
So I'm making between 250 to 500 an hour, depending on how much time our session takes. And if they're big ass sessions, depending on what they're doing, because some people run big ass WooCommerce stores with like 7-step funnels, so their sessions always take 2 to 3 hours. But I'm able to serve more people, and that's my specialty. That's my passion, anyways. I love teaching and coaching more than building funnels. Like, I'm really fucking great at building funnels, but my funnel guy is really fucking great too, and that's what he's passionate about. He doesn't want to coach people. He doesn't want to teach them. He doesn't want to train them. He just wants to build funnels 10 hours a day. Like, that's all. Like, he's happy. If he just has projects in the pipeline, he's a happy dude. Same
Yeah.
thing with my Facebook guys. Same thing with my assistant. They all have things that they're just stoked doing that because that's what they're really good at, and they have no interest in doing the part of the business that I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm not keeping 15 grand, but like I said earlier, now I can serve more people
Exactly.
doing what
And
I
that,
like to do. So get out of the mindset, the scare. That's what I call it, the scarcity mindset. You're scared that there's only so much to go around, and
yeah,
you just gotta get out of that mindset.
absolutely.
Take people to the top with you. Like, I'm a born leader. It's my responsibility to take others to the top with me.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's
Born
huge.
leader, take motherfuckers with you. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. And that's a big thing to see and to hear from somebody. Like, in my perspective, I want to say, so Big Marv, is this sort of thing hugely scalable to where you have the right people in your A team to outsource certain things to? We can get to 100K a month, 150, 200. And I want to hear, yeah, I've got this person, I got backups for that person here for every category of what we do.
Yeah.
And that tells me it's like, you are built to scale with me. With
Exactly.
start
Because if
here,
I
way
start making
down.
you 7 figures, I need to fucking scale myself rapidly to be able to handle that workload.
Oh,
Right? So
exactly.
I've already positioned myself to do that. So
Yeah.
that's why my goal this year is to hit 100K a month, because I've spent the last year positioning myself to do just that. Because it
Absolutely.
wasn't until a year ago that I finally got the right coach and started focusing the way I should. Right?
Yeah.
So now I'm on scale to hit 7 figures in 3 years of being an entrepreneur. I think that's pretty good. Maybe it didn't happen in 90 days like the first ad I clicked on said, but hey, until and that was the pivotal breakthrough for me, was find the right team, network, focus. Like, boom. As
Yes.
soon as I did that, like, it literally, doors opened. Because that's another thing. When you're given value, 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 and you're just changing someone's lives, maybe that person's not in the position to pay you your retainer, whatever it is. Maybe that person's not in the position to join your inner circle. Maybe that person doesn't even align with you, but maybe it was so good they tell someone about
Yeah.
it, right? Like, what if you release a guide on mindset? Or no, let's make this about you, right? Because you're recruiting loan officers. Let's say you release a 30-day guide on how a loan officer can start getting their commissions back by switching to a broker, right? And then a loan officer decides to give you a try, and for that 30 days, you fucking change their life so much. What is that going to do for them? You didn't make any money in that 30 days, but you changed their life radically. How much money you think that person's going to make you the rest of their life?
Oh man. In this business,
See,
brother.
now we're talking LTV, lifetime value. So
Yeah.
stop. So you guys out there that are operating in the scarcity mindset, that there's limited resources, start thinking of the LTV, the lifetime value of these people you're trying to bring into your circle. Just
Yeah.
like Brandon here, took him a few times watching Big Marv, but I finally got him into my inner circle. And now he's doing an interview on my podcast. And now this interview is going to be featured on my network. I've already shared him into my real estate group. So other realtors that need loan officers or no loan officers are going to see his content because of Big Marv. And he might be changing some loan officers that would have never knew who he was if it wasn't for Big Marv, all because he decided to take the step to start networking. You guys do the same thing. Reach out to people, make sure they're aligned with whatever it is you're doing. Don't pull that trick. I encourage you to not. If it's the first time you see me on your news feed, don't do it the first time. Watch me for a while. Consume my content. Make sure I'm aligned with you. Do that for any coach. If you're a shiny toy buyer, remember, we're talking about changing your life in increments. Maybe that's the increment for you. Maybe instead of buying it the first time every time, you research it a little. Just research it a little bit. Make sure it aligns with you and your brand, and it's going to help you get to Polaris. And if it will, buy it. If it won't, wait until you find one that does. That's pretty
Absolutely.
much it.
You're damn right. And think about it. The funnel that it takes you as a captive audience to see what Big Marv has, that's the same kind of mindset and the same almost cookie cutter pattern in a sense, with probably a little bit of tweaking here and there that needs to go back into getting the target audience that you want for your business.
Yeah,
And you
exactly.
need somebody that's putting that 20 plus hours into research and development to pro up on what your needs are for your borrowers, or well, borrowers in our case for loan officers, or loan officers for my case and recruiters, or whatever your product is. Rely on the fact that somebody has the A team to allow him to be able to do that research and development for you, and stay pro'd up, stay ahead of the curve. Know when to turn that curve for you, because man, for a lot of us and a lot of you guys that's out there, you probably should not be spending the time to pro up on something that's taken somebody a cumulative of 60 hours a week and 4 or 5 hours or 4 or 5 days a week, just putting time into every bit of that to pro up on. It's like, it's not.
Yeah, like let me give you guys another example, right? Video editing. That is one of those skill sets that takes years to master.
And a lot of Adderall,
A lot of fucking time, yeah, and years to master. I have Adobe Premiere just because I have Adobe Creative Cloud and I need Photoshop and Illustrator for other aspects of my business. But I learned Premiere well enough to put my logo in the video and chop it up when I need to make quick and dirty videos. But I outsource for like my ad, like if it's an ad video or something else, so don't spend a ton of time trying to learn video editing. Do quick and dirty videos until you can afford to have someone, because eventually I'll get to the point where I have a full-time video guy where every video I create and release is edited and nice and pro status. But I'm telling you, guys don't give a fuck about the fucking product or service anymore. If you're genuine and dropping genuine value, shoot it with your iPhone. When you get in the position, hire the shit out. Hire someone to do it. Until then, fucking clip it together. I don't care if it has hard breaks because you can tell you edited this video. Who fucking gives a fuck? If you're giving value, that's all that matters. And when you can afford it, hire it out. Just don't. And same thing with editing videos or logos, making pictures and building a website, right? Like ugly funnels convert. Just get your fucking message out there. Just keep it in the back of your mind, right? Like, I'm going to get this ugly funnel out there because I have this idea. Maybe I don't have a grant to hire Big Marv's team. But, I mean, just so you guys know, I keep spots open for case studies all the time. I just don't have any spots right now. But maybe you network and you're the case study for someone, right? Maybe you go find somebody that's new to funnel building and new at marketing, and you say, hey, can I be your case study? I don't have a lot of money to pay you, but I will give you a video testimonial after we're all done, and then you can use my video testimonial in my funnel to promote your business, because new funnel guys need that. Big Marv doesn't need that all the time. I need it when I'm trying to release new processes, but just funnel build in general. But in the beginning, like 2 years ago, I was begging people to let me build them funnels for $200. I was begging people to just let me build them a funnel for free. And I was having a hard time giving away funnels, right? So there are those people out there that are new to this skill set. Maybe you're asking people to take a risk on you to buy your product or service and nobody knows who you are. Maybe you should be taking the risk on other people. Find those other new funnel builders and those other new Facebook guys, because you don't have the money to pay a pro off the bat. So maybe you start networking and building a team and you guys build something together. And maybe whatever your service is, you can trade back to the funnel guy or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can figure it out. If you're driven, just make sure you're not spending tons and tons of time, energy, and effort into skill sets you're not going to personally utilize to achieve your goals.
And a lot of that stuff, guys, you know, it gives you that deer in the headlights kind of situation. You want to just keep focusing on what you're doing, even if it's paying somebody else to help achieve that goal that will be better than you because they have put – little bit more time into you, maybe not to the mastery of Big Marv, but somebody, you need to do it. It's part of scaling your business, bringing on your A team. Start to relinquish some of those responsibilities that other people are going to do a ton better than you. Maybe it's a different skill set. All of this stuff, video editing, man, funnels, all that kind of stuff. I know in some cases I got to do it, but then I put it off because it's just not my skill set. It's not where I shine. And I got more than enough things that are keeping me comfortable that really help sidetrack all those things I know I should be doing. And those are my crutches. I can say, I was too busy to get on that to that video or to, you know, to work that funnel or to even in some cases with you and me, to watch that video that he put out there. And it's like, it's important. You should do that.
Hey, like look at watching your video, right? It took me 2 or 3 days to watch it because I was busy doing other shit. And like I was just telling you, I have no time. Like my free time goes to watching webinars and shit I didn't have time to watch, right? So you just had to catch me at the right time, the right moment, when I happen to have an hour of free time saying, did you happen to watch that video yet? And I'm like, nope, but hey, I got an hour right now. I'm going to check it out right now. And then I'm watching it. I'm like, this is all fucking Greek to me, but I can see the pain points. Like I was able to watch enough to pull the pain points. Then you saw my skill set shine after you watched that video, right? So it's just like, you just don't spend your time on trying, because like I have no effort or energy to go figure out what the fuck Brandon does. I don't care what kind of commissions he offers. I will never spend it because it's just not something I enjoy. It's not something I want to do. So I'm going to learn it enough to be able to do good marketing for him. That's going to be the limitations.
That's it, man. That's your dollar producing activity is helping me with my dollar producing activity. Exactly. And that's in the way and all of that. So man, that's what's up, man. That's how you are going to get to that $100,000 a month in billings category is just popping that. And I'm glad I'm going to be contributing to it and being a part of it, because there's some people probably that's paying you a hell of a lot more than where I'll be starting out. And I get to have access to all that knowledge that you're going to
exactly.
Like, yes.
Like
I get so much
think about it this way. I manage 6 and 7 figure funnels. So maybe your funnel isn't 6 or 7 figure funnel, but just know that I have processes for $1 million funnels, right? So I've already scaled people to $1 million. So I know how to take you to $1 million, and it's not a cookie cutter process, right? But it's just processes that are proven to work. You just tweak the variables.
Absolutely. Because
it's not cookie, because if it was cookie cutter, you could copy and paste it. But the process, the tools that we use, the variables apply to any niche, any person, any business. It's just making the tools your bitch.
Yes.
I'm good at, you know.
That's what's up. And it would take me just weeks and weeks, if not months or years, to get to that point. And I need to be and I would do that, and I would lose money on what my true dollar producing activity is right now. So it's more than worth it. Make an investment, bring on somebody that's gonna be in your A team, that could be in your A team for life.
So now, while we're talking about networking and A team, let everybody know how they can get in touch with you, find you, if they're curious on what you do and how they can work with you.
Absolutely. So guys, I'm Branden Himler. I am a loan officer with Nexxa Mortgage, and I am the top recruiter there at Nexxa Mortgage as well. It's really huge for me to provide value to the most important person in our business, and that's our borrowers, guys. It's our borrowers. So if you have interest in giving the very best interest rates to your borrowers, the largest amount of products, we do have the largest portfolio of loan options available. At the same time, while giving you the highest commission, we cut out all the middleman, all the big time CEOs that are kicking their feet up in the office. They got the Bentleys outside and the expensive AMG Mercedes, and they're not doing shit to help you out with your business. Cut them the hell out. Get in contact with me. I will show you how to jump from that retail banking side over to the broker side, give you the biggest raise you've ever had while putting yourself in a position to give your borrowers the very best interest rate. That's going to get you word of mouth. It's going to make you a raving fan. It's going to make you the low rate leader in your market. Guys, you can get in contact with me. Find me on Facebook. Send me a message, Branden Himler, not Heimler, Himmler. Or you can call me. You can text me. I'm open for you to reach out to me in person anytime. And my phone number is always listed on Facebook, but it is 480-228-2262. Rewind it back and play it again a few more times so you can remember it, but it's a whole bunch of twos.
It sounds like an easy number to remember.
It is.
You guys got a website?
Absolutely. You can go to ynexxa.com, WHYNEXA.com. That's my recruiting site. You can go to nexamortgage.com. That's our business site. And for you realtors out there, guys, you do need to partner with a broker, because here's the thing. That deal that you did with that Fairway Mortgage or that Academy Mortgage that gave them a pretty damn high interest rate, usually about a full percentage point higher, they're going to remember that, and they're going to associate your loan officer that you referred with you in that transaction. And they're going to hear, because right now they're hearing from all of us brokers all over the place, they're going to hear that they could have got a much better deal if they didn't use you and that loan officer that you pitched. So guys, find a good business partner that is a broker. And if you don't have one, get in contact with me. I will find a partner for you, even if they're not in our company. I will find the best broker in your market. I will make sure that your business is looked after. So everybody that you close a deal with is going to look at you and that loan officer as being the best A-team, the power couple in our business that gave them the very best interest rate with the best service that you can buy to give them. And you're going to have referrals, verbal referrals, aggressively referring you for the rest of your damn life, because you made that choice for their well-being and their bottom line, which is, in a lot of cases, it's that interest rate. And think about it, Big Marv. If somebody can save, say, $200 or $300 per month just by making one change and no negatives whatsoever, they're going to love it. And if they didn't, and they find out later they just picked the wrong people that didn't look out for their best interests, they're going to hate it. But
and let's just talk numbers here, right? Let's say a single 1% on $300,000 is $3,000.
Yeah.
Or no, it's $3,000. I was gonna make, because 10% is $30,000. So I was trying to make sure I did. Yeah. So you say $3,000, and that's just a $300,000 house. Now imagine there's a lot more to it than that.
There's more, because
but can you imagine, like, if that's the single one thing you took out of this?
Well, Big
your
Marv,
customers are gonna love you for saving them thousands of dollars.
and it saves more, because we're talking about a 30-year mortgage. Okay, we're talking offering 1% interest rate lower for 30-year. If they stay in the home for, say, 5-6 years, and they go with our company or go with a broker, they're going to save in the ballpark of $20,000 or $30,000 in just that time frame. In the life of the loan, they could be saving $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 in just interest savings by picking a broker over a retail lender. So it's such a big difference. We can break down the numbers, obviously. We
will be. So y'all better get in now, because when Brandon blows up, it's going to be way harder to get in touch with him.
That's absolutely right.
Y'all can go ahead and write it down right now. In 1 year, you're not going to be able to get in touch with Brandon as easy as you can today.
That's very true. That's very true. It's happening already, man, because business is booming, obviously, for us, loan officers and realtors. But guys, right now is the time to align yourselves with the A team. And I'm not just talking about, the right broker, the right loan officer that's going to really assist you and be your partner, but the right company that's going to help you, and the right big Marv that's going to be able to really grind out and make sure that you have buyers lined up and ready to go. Whatever your product is, you need to be able to focus on your dollar producing activity, which in some cases it's relinquishing some of your control of your process and your marketing, and picking the right company that's going to just skyrocket that shit for you and take you from 0 to 100 quick as hell.
Well, do you got any last things you want to tell the audience before we let you go and get out of here?
Oh man, just watch. I track my ROI. I track everything about what I do and my efforts. Not everything. I'm not that good at it yet. But when it comes down to what I'm spending and my time in marketing, especially just as simple as how much I'm making as a recruiter, guys, I track that stuff, and I look forward to being able to show all these results and be vocal about it, be heavily vocal, because I want all of us to be able to hurry up and quit wasting all that time. You're wasting time. You're wasting money. And if you pick the A team fast enough, then you can be on cruise control. You can focus again on what you do good at and keep on directing somebody like Big Marv to take care of those things that help you focus on what you do best at. You need to do it quick. So keep an eye on us. Keep an eye on what we're gonna do. I make these videos all the time. So guys, jump over there and friend me. If this is Friday and I don't see a bunch of friend requests over there and people sending me messages, I'm gonna be disappointed. All of you chat with him and do it, guys. I'm gonna give you the real deal. I'm gonna give you every bit, and especially if you're in real estate, as a loan officer, I don't hold anything back. Anybody can give bad reviews to our company or to me if what I say isn't true, but and the reality is, and when it comes to Big Marv too, I'm going to show every bit of the successes we have, and I'm going to tell him, the drawbacks that we may have, so he can help, and maybe make that better for somebody else, or make it better for me, because guys, we're still growing.
Communication is the key.
Yes.
No matter what relationship it is, it's important to communicate. Negatives, positives, it doesn't matter. Make sure you're always communicating.
Absolutely. That's exactly it. So that's it, guys. It's just watch. Just keep an eye. Watch us. See what we do. Because I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be vocal about it. We're going to go nuts.
Well, guys, it's been another incredible episode of Big Marv's Network. Don't forget to tune in next Friday for another interview with another incredible entrepreneur. This has been Big Marv and Branden Himler with Nexxa. Thanks for tuning in. One love.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Thanks, Big Marv.
Yep.